Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where three old guys sit around and bullshit and talk about music and we drink. So, there you go. If you're just now finding us from this video for some odd reason, actually, we probably do pretty good. There's probably not a lot of videos on medicine at midnight out there. Make sure you check out the playlist below. Start from the beginning to see how our rankings have happened the way they have happened. With me today, Love Dies Young for Tim.
Many, many years ago, but that's okay.
And shame, Cole quit.
We know your name.
Well, he's holding some poison. That's Jason.
I was hoping I was going to get making a fire.
No, man. You
So,
gotta look what the cat dragged in and open up and say, right in your pocket.
God,
Hell yeah.
don't even bring up poison. That's one of Cowboy's favorites right there.
Unskinny
Bop,
Bop
bop.
Bop. Dude, I love that jam, dude. It's so bad, I love it.
That was weird. We are a completely unscripted show.
All
by the way.
night and day, yeah. Like, the worst thing about the early aughts was Bret Michaels having a reality show. It just destroyed any appeal he had for me, unfortunately.
Well, I now have what I'm going to play at the end of this video. That was quick. So today we are talking about the Foo Fighters' 10th record.
10th official studio album, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Medicine
It's a
at
doozy.
Midnight.
Taylor Hawkins' last recording.
That's a shame. Rest in peace, Taylor.
He
Yeah,
had a good run.
Medicine at Midnight. I think Cole Quit should start us off here.
Oh,
this
but I gotta
time.
sneeze.
That looked violent.
I did. You need some medicine. It's almost
Dude,
midnight.
no. I could be completely, and I am getting over being ill, but like, dude, my sneezes.
I'm so leaving this in the video.
Oh, good.
I'm just glad I clicked the mute button before it happened because it was, it's loud. Okay. This record's fucking weird. I don't know, man. Like, Making a Fire came on. I was like, all right, okay. Got a little new wave kind of disco funk thing going on here. And then Shame happened. And I was like, this song fucking rules. Like, I really like that song. I like the pizzicato, like plucking of the strings and the cool little hits with the strings. Like, it's just kind of like it's a good, fun little song, man. But then Cloud Spotter came on and I was like, this is horrible. I don't know what the hell is happening anymore. Like, it's nice to hear them experimenting a little bit and going a little bit more, I don't know, 80s Prince, like Darling Nikki almost, wink. And then also, like, there's a lot of like an 80s new wave going on this record. It's like they heard that there was a big 80s revival and they were like, well, we're going to pick the really interesting parts from it that we really enjoyed. And they made like this record, man. I enjoy most of it. I just don't know how to feel about it, especially coming after the previous record. It's just another like whiplash effect for me on this one. I do think Chasing Birds made me laugh because it was that bad. Like, it was not my favorite song on this weird record. I thought Waiting on a War was fun. I thought No Son of Mine was fun. Really, honestly, outside of Cloud Spotter, the first half of the record I really enjoyed, but after that it just kind of goes down for me, and there's less heart to it, and it's just kind of like, why does this exist kind of bit. But yeah, it's a weird record. I think if you like this band, you should listen to it just to be weirded out for a minute. I don't know how I feel about it. It's that kind of record. I can't say it's bad. It's not a bad record. There's some bad songs on it, but it's not a bad record. It's just so different from anything else I was expecting especially after the previous record. It's just a wild ride, man. It's a weird record, man. I don't know. That's all I got. I still don't know how I feel about it, honestly.
All right. What about you, Tim? Is it a weird record?
Yeah, this one's not for me.
Yeah.
I don't like Waiting on a War. I think it's actually worse than A Sky is the Neighborhood. So, yeah, I was definitely off the train on this one. I did give this a spin when it was originally released. And, didn't like a single song on my first listen. Passed on the vinyl. Obviously, yeah, it was an option, but I passed on that one. That's okay. I got medium rare. So,
Yeah.
It's interesting you say Prince and the 80s new wave, because I got a really strong David Bowie vibe from it.
Yeah.
Like the Let's Dance kind of
80s Rolling Stone too. 80s Rolling Stone.
Yeah. It's and so like in that regard, like it's cool, but it doesn't translate to the 21st century for me. Not by the Foo Fighters. Yeah, you mentioned like it's funky, but not funky at all.
Yeah, it's like very white funk because it's not good.
Yeah. No Son of Mine is like okay, that one I don't immediately hate, but the rest of them I kind of immediately hate. So I'm gonna try to be as positive as possible by saying not for me.
Well, I guess
Top three.
I guess I'm kind of in the middle here. More on Tim's side, I think. But boy, oh boy.
Well, I was being positive. I really didn't enjoy this record that much.
It sits weird in the catalog. It doesn't sound like really anything they've done before.
Yeah.
And yet it also sounds like everything they've done before.
Colquitt and I were talking about it like off camera earlier, how to me I think this one, if you don't count self-titled, like self-titled sounds like it sounds, to me this one sounds completely different from anything they've ever done.
Sure.
Just not in a good way.
It's the father of all mother.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to Father than this one.
Yeah, same.
2020 was a rough year of music.
Well, luckily they're both, pretty short. I mean, this one's barely over half an hour.
Yeah, it is very short.
But it's a rough half an hour. Like, it feels bloated in a way that it shouldn't.
I did not know it was that short because I swear this record feels like an eternity.
Yeah, I mean,
official track length is 36:35.
That's crazy.
It is the shortest, I guess. Because, I mean, most Foo Fighter records aren't long. They're usually around 42, 48 minutes in that
right,
range.
They're average, normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Making a Fire is my least favorite opening so far. Foo Fighters went weird on this record. I don't like the na-na-nas in this one. The drumming is fun, but that's it for me.
I always question a na-na-na song. After Hey Jude, like, now you're just milking it.
Nah, man. Nah.
Violet does sing. Violet sings on Making a Fire, and it just doesn't work. I think she does a lot better on the next record, but we'll get into that.
And I liked her X cover.
Yeah. All right. Shame Shame was the first song I had heard off this record. I was sorely disappointed. It still hasn't grown on me. I get it. 10 albums in, they're trying to do something new, but it does not work for me at all. The Shame 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 does nothing for me. Cloud Spotter, it's okay musically, but the vocals are so low. Same producer as Concrete. While overall this record sounds better than Concrete, there are still some issues with it. The chorus is dumb as well. The bridge is pretty cool. Waiting on a War, it's acoustic, it's simple, it's minimalistic. It's actually one of the least offensive songs on the album. It's still not good. They try to do something at the end. Tempo speeds up, gets a little energy, but it's too little too late for me. It's just really boring. But I'd take boring over annoying any day. The title track, it's 2020 Disco, only boring. Again, Dave's vocals sound awful. It does have a little Rolling Stones solo breakdown section, but it feels so out of place with the rest of the song. I don't know. Still not feeling this album at all. No Son of Mine starts out with a little Motorhead sound and riff. This is the only thing this song has going for it. Production takes all the Motorhead coolness out of it and turns it into a mediocre Foo Fighters song. So far, it's the only song on the record I would go back to. Holding Poison. Holding is pretty cool. Taylor's doing some weird disco beats in parts, but overall the song still sounds like shit production-wise. Weird-ass musical interlude as well, but it was okay. Jason Birds. This is not what I want when I get a Foo Fighter record. This one is just not for me. Love Dies Young. Closing track is better than Concrete Gold, but it sounds like a bad Killer song in parts. It's okay, I suppose, but by this point it's too late. I really don't like this album, and revisiting for this review did not change anything. It's still bad.
Like, is that the Ninja Turtles on the cover, though? Like,
I don't know what the fuck that is.
because that kind of changes everything for me if it's the Ninja Turtles, but
I doubt
I
that.
don't
Well,
think
of course it's not. They couldn't have done that without saying it's not the Ninja Turtles.
yeah, they would have got sued.
Yeah. It's like an eyeball, isn't it? That's what I thought it was.
I don't know, man. I thought it was a bunch of fish. It's kind of like
I could see that. A
Laying
bunch
on
of,
top
a
of
bunch
each
of
other.
salmon. Salmon? Is that say to piss off my
salmon.
kids? I'll call it salmon to piss off my wife and one of my kids.
That'll do it for most
That'll
people.
do
I
it.
think.
That'll get her done.
That'll get her done.
All right, so yeah, that's a real quick one right there.
Yeah, that's perfect for me.
So it's your number 10
Same.
at the moment?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, we can just leave it at 11. Really, it's fine with me. I know we got to be
Spoilers.
ethical.
Spoilers.
It's not great. I would say proceed with caution. Then no, you know what? You're right, guys. Yeah, maybe I would put that at red. I think I would. I think I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please. Not great.
Yeah, this is going to be a red one. We'll get to when we do, but here we are. We'll do our color coding.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have
And I
much
think
else. Oh, go ahead.
No, after you.
I was just gonna say I don't have much else to say about it. It got me off the food train again. I wasn't really on it after Concrete and Gold or Sonic, but this one just Shame was such a horrible single.
See, I think that's the only good song on the record.
Which would make it the single, right?
Yeah.
Somebody
honestly.
else thought the same thing.
I mean, it's a toss up. I guess I'll read the rest of my note. It's a toss up for which one is worse here, Concrete or Medicine. I think the songs on Concrete had more potential, but were ruined by the production. Medicine, while the production is almost as bad, it fits the songs better, if that makes sense. There are only 3 songs on this one that I would say are okay. Well, it's Love Dies Young, No Son of Mine, and maybe Holding Poison. But none of these songs would make a food playlist for me, so I'm going to have to give it to Concrete for being the better album of the 2.
I think Shame could be on the top songs for me, honestly.
No!
Both.
Don't you put that on our playlist, damn it.
But beyond that, like, I think there are moments on here where I'm like, oh, they're having so much fun making this record. Like, I felt like they made this because they wanted to. Like, it was something they wanted to have fun doing. And there's moments where I can feel that. But for the most part,
Yeah, and really at this point at this point, they don't have to do anything they don't want to do. No one forced them to make a Bee Gees cover album, you know. Um, and yeah, that's okay that they're into pop and that they're into like weird '80s new wave, and um, that they're into wanting to try something new. Like, yeah, I'm not going to begrudge any of that.
True. But if you woke
Um,
up in the morning and said, you know what, I want to listen to some Foo Fighters, would you ever reach for Medicine at Midnight?
no, no, I wouldn't. Because even on the pop side of things, they've done pop better.
Yeah.
Honestly,
So
I think I'd rather listen to the Bee Gees cover album. Honestly, I don't hate the Bee Gees. I think they've got some good songs. I would rather listen to that.
yeah, I at this point in my listening to the Foo Fighters, which I mean, this came out in what 2020,
2021, I think.
2021. So at that point, I'd been listening to the Foo Fighters for 26 years. Like, you know, it doesn't make a shuffle. It doesn't make anything. Like, it's kind of forgettable for me.
It stands out on its own as its own thing, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you like this kind of thing, you might think differently, I guess. But
Well, sure. And so I'm going to call it the Foo Fighters Saint Anger. And, you know, if you're into like what Metallica does and you like Saint Anger, then great. You like it. And if you like what the Foo Fighters are doing and you just like blindly will take it all, then great. Medicine at Midnight is for you.
I will say the only issue I have with that comparison, outside of, I mean, I think it's a beautiful comparison. I understand your point, but at least the snare sounds good on this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was going to say,
yeah.
Medicine at Midnight, at least production-wise, sounds better than Saint Anger.
Yeah, I'm not comparing the albums like specifically. I'm just kind of more comparing it as far as how it fits into a discography.
Yeah.
That is true. That's why I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
My God,
obviously, I'm not saying, like, obviously
Saint
it
Anger
sounds so much better than Saint Anger. That's one of the worst sounding albums you'll ever hear.
Yeah, I just don't want anybody that's never heard this record but has heard Saint Anger to think this record sounds in any way.
No, because if you've heard Saint Anger, you know nothing sounds like that. So
that is very true.
The only other thing I'd say about this record is it fucked me up on listening to Pearl Jam's Gigaton, which came out around the same time, because both Shame was such a horrible single, and I got this record, and the record sucked, and the Pearl Jam lead single off Gigaton was so weird, like the dance club, I don't remember what it was called, but I was like, why is all these bands putting out these shitty singles now? And it turned me off of even listening to the Pearl Jam record until months later when I heard it. At least Pearl Jam's record came through and was like, oh, okay, that's just a shitty single. The rest of the album's good. Whereas this was like, this is a shitty single.
And it doesn't get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is just something about this album that does not sit right. And I don't want to listen to it enough to like really digest what that is. I'm sure somebody out there loves this album, and I think that's fantastic. You know, I'm self-proclaimed like I love albums people don't like. So maybe because I don't like this album, it's the best one. Who knows?
Yeah, come at me down in the comments below. I'll defend Father of all motherfuckers. Let's go.
Look, man, as somebody that loves pop music and like things of that ilk, it's not good. This is not good. It's just not.
Yeah, and I love Prince, and I love '80s David Bowie, and I love new wave.
Would you consider?
But like with any genre, there's good stuff and bad stuff. So
Yeah,
would you call this the Ratitude of the Foo Fighters?
I would actually. Yeah, that's a great comparison. This is definitely their Ratitude. Because
Ratatouille.
even like some of the weirder releases they've done, like Saint Cecilia or Skin and Bones, or Greatest Hits, even like there was nothing in the Weezer catalog that was as offensive as Ratitude. As medicine to Midnight is to the Foo Fighters, Ratitude is to Weezer. Therefore,
That's a fair point.
Shit sucks.
Well, so that has been our rankings where that's been our discussion on Medicine at Midnight.
Yeah.
We got one more
One
album.
more to go.
One more to go. So like, subscribe, stick around. We'll do our top songs. We'll see if any Medicine at Midnight songs make it to that. We get 7 songs to choose from.
It would be a shame if they did.
It would be a shame if they did, but
it would be a shame times 3 because it will.
Stick around for that. Leave us a comment down below. What do you think about Medicine at Midnight? Are we all just completely off our rocker and it's the best Foo Fighters record ever? Let us know down below.
Yeah, maybe it's just maybe we just don't get it.
Maybe we don't get it. We're too old for it. We're not
fatigue.
hip to the cause. We're not tuned in with the kids.
Right.
I doubt the kids give a shit about Foo Fighters. Let's be real.
That's true. Only us old grumps still.
Oh, the kids love Davy G though, so he's their Tom Petty.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess
they sell
time
out
will
stadiums
tell.
still, so All right, with that, be safe, make good decisions.